Hey everyone, welcome back for another episode of noncorporategirls. We're glad to be joining you guys again. So, we have originally from Ohio, Philip was drawn to the Big Apple because of the thriving cultural diversity, art, and architecture. Upon graduating from the Fashion Institute of Technology, they opened a renowned designer clothing boutique in the meatpacking district called Owen. Several years later, Philip's career evolved into real estate, seamlessly transitioning a finely tuned skill set from retail to real estate. In addition to real estate, Philip recently launched a new fashion label and lifestyle collection, Agent P, which is a gender fluid and seasonless line of bold, ready to wear apparel, including Agent P's signature scents. And today we have
Philip.
Philip. I thought you was gonna jump in.
I know, because I was like,
You know what? It's fine. You are here, and we are happy to have you.
I am so excited to be here. What an introduction. I love that. I was like about to say something and interrupt you because that's one thing I always do. I always interrupt people.
It's all right. We be interrupting each other here, and we be trying not to because we want to make sure that everybody could understand us. But it's just the excitement and the energy and how we operate. So it's totally fine.
Of course, of
Yes.
course.
We're so excited to have you here. And as with life be ghetto sometimes. We be having rocky starts and things happen. But we are blessed and we are here. We're friend to the brand, right?
I am so excited, and I just want to first say that I am honored to be on this podcast because I've been catching up on all the latest. I think it's season 6, right? All the
Yes.
episodes. You guys have done over 106 or 7 episodes. That is an amazing accomplishment. So I just want to start by giving you your snaps and claps
Yay.
on that because that is major. Not many people can say that they have recorded and produced 100 episodes of anything. So thank you for having me on tonight. So
Oh my God.
excited.
It's a
Thank
long time coming.
you.
We've been trying to get you in on these books for a minute. So we are so glad that you was able to take time out of your busy schedule and join us.
Thank you, Dee.
Yes. And so the title of this episode, so to your point, this is episode 112. You are at
Wow.
episode 112. And the title of this episode is Real Estate Extraordinaire, Phillip Salem.
Oh, I
Because
love
that's who
this.
you are. So before we get started with just getting into your life and all the things that we want to know, we always like to open with a positive note. So what is your positive note for the week or the month?
My positive note for the month, I passed my California real estate license.
Yes.
Congratulations.
That was like a huge accomplishment. It's been about 3 years in the making. So I think that would count as a positive note for the month, right?
100%. And it's not, again, no easy thing, right? So really proud of you.
Nothing is easy. I think people see the final product of whatever you do, whether it be clicking on the podcast on Spotify or Apple, or seeing a sold apartment, or just seeing the final product, but nobody sees the inner workings of how it goes. And I think we'll dive into that and on this podcast, but that was my accomplishment, my big win for the month. So very happy about that.
Thank you for saying that too, because like you said, people always look at the glitz and glam. They don't know the work that goes into the behind the scenes. So it's true. So okay, let's jump in. Before we can understand the life of Phillip Salem, we would love to learn more about what got you here. Could you share a bit about your background as a fashion entrepreneur and how you've been able to pivot to real estate?
Oh my gosh, what a question. How much time do we have? I'll make it cute and quick. So I've always been in fashion. When I was 16, I went to the mall in my town and I was like, I want to apply to Gap, American Eagle, Abercrombie, and whichever one hired me, I wanted to work there because I was so obsessed with fashion and style, and American Eagle hired me. So that's really where I started my career in fashion. And then I came to FIT for school, did fashion merchandising management. That's where me and Ayanna met. We met at an internship that I was doing at Stylecaster, which is so crazy. 13 years ago, probably 12, 13 years ago.
Such a throwback.
I didn't know that's how you guys met. Oh my God.
We did, interning.
Ayanna, you be in all the internships.
She's a hard worker. She's a
No,
non-corporate girl.
yo, for
Okay.
real. It was a thing.
Oh my gosh, so funny. And then I ended up working at a few boutiques after college, and I was like, you know what? I want to open up my own boutique. I want to become my own boss. I want to not do this corporate uh, stuff. So I went back to school, wrote a business plan, and I ended up opening up a store in the meatpacking district that was open for about 4 years
That's what.
before. It's
Such an
crazy.
accomplishment. Like the meatpacking
Oh
district.
my gosh, it was a dream because you have to come with, an idea and then an opportunity, and then you have to be prepared. So
Mm-hmm.
idea, opportunity, prepared. I had all three. The idea was to have local New York designers be showcased in a boutique in the meatpacking district that was flooded with high-end designers and literally corporate designers. You had Alexander McQueen, Diane von Furstenberg, you had Christian Louboutin, but where were these New York designers being showcased? So I was
Mm.
like, I'm basically a boutique, and I'm gonna help plat give a platform for these boutique designers. And then here we have it. Next thing you know, my landlord gets landmark approval to tear down the building.
Oh
So
no.
I thought my life was over. I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I worked 5 years to build this brand. We had over 300 press mentions. I was, styling Alicia Keys, Beyonce, Lauren Hill, Miss Lauren Hill. All these, not even to mention just my local clientele that I loved and seeing every day. It was a local boutique. And then, they're like, we're giving you 90 days. The store has been rebuilt. The building has been rebuilt, not the store, but it did happen. Landmark got approval, tore it down. And my husband, I was having a very woe is me. I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do with my life? What am I going to do with my life? I have to go back to corporate America. And my husband's like, Philip, you have a client book full of names that shop and have money. Capitalize on that. You have a great network of people. Capitalize on that. So he's like, my aunt is a real estate agent. I think you should become a real estate agent. So I was like, all right, let's do it. I closed the store. 2 weeks later, I was in real estate classes. 4 weeks later, I got my license and started my career in real estate.
Talk about a quick pivot.
This
There's no
needs to be
time.
big. This needs to be a series. This needs to be a series because this is so good.
There's no time to diddy daddle because somebody else will take it.
Yeah.
So when one door closes, and I hate this saying, but I'm gonna say it: when one door closes, another one opens. In
But
life.
also, you wanted to walk through the door. Some people don't get to walk through the
Mm,
door.
That is a very good point, and that's multi-layered, which I'll get into in the other questions. But when I started real estate, and I thought I had in my mind, oh my God, I have all these high-end clients. I'm gonna start selling like they do on TV. Girl, I was schlepping around doing $1,400 apartments, 80 hours a week,
right.
because nobody was like, Philip is fashion. Philip isn't real estate. What the hell does Philip know about anything? I'm not going to trust
Right.
him. So I really had to build a brand and a name for myself. So I started doing $1,400 rentals, $1,500 rentals. And I just kind of, made it I had my first, $5,000 deal that a client from my store did for me. I started posting, I started emailing it. And then I got my first listing and my first buyer. And that's when I literally capitalized the shit out of that. It was on everywhere. I put on every email, Instagram, Facebook, told my whole network. I just sold a $2 million apartment. I'm a legit agent. I've been in the business now for a year. I know what I'm doing. I'm the person that you need if you're going to buy or sell real estate in New York City. And then it's kind of just been an uphill, and I say an uphill trajectory, but it's also been an uphill battle. It's not easy. And
Right.
No,
again, like we say, you say the $3-4 million listing that you post on Instagram, and I actually want to be a little bit more honest about what I post now, because you see something and it's like, well, you didn't see the 3 years of work that it took me to
Mm-hmm.
nurture that client, to
Mm-hmm.
know what I know. What's in your mind is actually the most valuable asset that you can give to somebody. It looks easy because we do it every day, and it's what we've
Mhm.
learned, and it's how we are as people. And I'm going on a tangent right now, but I think it's important for people to know that you should be appreciative of your mind and your knowledge, because that's what you
Mhm.
give to people. That's why people come to you. And in my state, it's real estate.
I love that you said that because our next question obviously is you make it look easy, right? Like knowing you and just observing you, we know it's a competitive market, but you navigate it so flawlessly, at least from what we see. And
Yes.
so, would you say what you just said is the recipe to win and sustain in this industry?
The question is, what is the recipe to win and sustain in the industry? I'm just gonna say it because I mean I have to mention her. It's been what 10 minutes and I haven't mentioned her name. There's a Mariah Carey song that's "Make It Look Good," and I'm saying that in my head right now because you're like, you make it look easy. I'm trying to make it look good.
Okay.
I love that song. The recipe to win is never stop learning and never stop being yourself.
Hmm.
And I've said this story a few times, and I don't think everybody has heard it. And I love saying this on this show specifically because what you think about how you present yourself and how you should act in corporate America is women have to look a certain way. Men should wear suit and ties. Women shouldn't speak up for themselves. As a queer person, that's what I'm also being taught. Queer people don't get a seat at the table.
Hmm.
You should act a certain way if you want to be successful. So when I first started this career, I was at Barney's and Saks looking for ties. I was looking for suit jackets. I was looking for shoes that were flat and ugly.
And so, not you.
And so not me.
Boring,
But
bland.
exactly. But we
Dry.
but we see what's on TV, and these brokers that are successful are wearing suit and ties and they're acting a certain way and they're not flamboyant and their voices are low. I remember like lowering my voice when I would speak to people on the phone. That's not me. I'm going to talk high, I'm going to be flamboyant, but the
Mhm.
recipe, so I stopped doing that. I learned a lot over the pandemic. I stopped conforming to what not only real estate told me to conform, but also how people told me to conform and how I
Yeah.
should look and how I should dress and how my voice should be, and not use certain words. Like I always say hashtag power, get festive, or bleak, or like just say these words that are just, not normal in real estate terms. I don't care. I'm going to have a billboard with a super deep V and uh you know,
Yes,
shiny.
you're gonna show the skin.
I'm gonna show the skin. I'm gonna be in a full latex suit on a billboard in Chelsea, showing with the "Not Your Basic Broker" ad, because that's how I am. Every other ad in the city is somebody, oh, let's pretend to be on the cell phone, or let's look at the cell phone and pretend that we're doing a deal. That's not me. I appreciate fashion and art, and when you buy a home, especially the type of homes that I want to sell high end real estate. That's what I do sell now, because I
Mhm.
started believing that I am worthy of that. To go back to
Ooh.
a seat at the table, I have multiple seats at the table now. There are many people that try to pull it from under me all day, every day. Even yesterday, this person on Instagram tried to come at me, and I was like, "Why?" And he's a real estate agent too, because he was telling me that he only has one option to wear. I'm not going to mention names because I'm not that shady, but he posted a reel saying, "I only have one option to wear when I sell real estate," and he was clicking his fingers, and it was a suit and tie in every single uh picture. I'm like,
Hey, that's
that
good for you. That's what works for you, sir. That's not
that's
what
what
works.
works for you. And that's what I even said. I'm like, if that works for you, great. If you genuinely enjoy wearing a suit and tie, but he was rolling his eyes and making faces. So I said, this is actually a problematic post that you're
Mhm.
doing, because what you're telling other people is that they have to wear a certain way and conform to a certain way. And this embodies non-corporate girls' attitude. You do not have to conform to a corporate mentality, whether you are working in corporate America or not. Because if you're working in corporate America and they tell you how to dress or how to look, it's not the job for you. If you're your own
Okay.
entrepreneur, like a real estate agent, I'm a 1099. I build my own business, but I do have a brand. A Compass is my company that I am licensed under.
Right.
Thankfully, they allow me to express and be however I want to be. There are other agencies out there that do not. So I'm going on a tangent, but the recipe for success is just stay true to yourself.
No, you're doing great, and you're
Period.
already like I feel like Well, you did read the questions before. That's why I feel like so serious. Going on to
No,
the next.
I'm dead serious. I did not read the questions. It's so funny because every time I do a podcast, I don't read. Like Ayanna sent me or I think one of you guys sent me the list, and I saw it briefly. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to. I want to literally be off the cuff and be super energetic and super hyped up about it.
We love
Oh, well,
that.
you're helping us literally navigate because the next thing we wanted to touch upon was branding and marketing because yours is so super top notch. So definitely more than any other real estate agent that we've seen. How have you been able to create such a strong marketing strategy for yourself?
It it also goes back to believing how I'm marketing myself is actually what I want to do. So I started these ads down West Chelsea on 10th Avenue because I kept seeing these ads of real estate agents everywhere, and none of them spoke to me. I'm like, for some reason, these ads are fake. They just reek of a non.
They weren't like relatable
They
enough.
weren't relatable. So when people
Mm,
are walking down the street and they see somebody with blue hair or silver hair and a sparkly top, that might be more relatable to them. Real estate is literally you have to relate to somebody. You know,
Mm-hmm.
do people need real estate agents? Absolutely not. But they want
Mm-hmm.
to work with them because we help them guide the process of selling real estate. So is real estate my life? Is it all I do? Do I bleed real estate when I die? Is that what I want people to remember me as? I want people to remember me as being an authentic person that inspired them.
mm-hmm,
Fun, getting hyped up. So when I
Yes.
so when I have these ads and this marketing, this billboard, not your basic broker, me in this fabulous outfit and blue, pink hair and metallic nails because I want to. That's how I'm going to present myself. And then I just
mm-hmm,
took it to the next level. I started a TV show called Agent P's World because people saw the billboard and like, who is this person? I want to know more about him.
right.
Everyone kept saying, Philip, I want to see you on a reality show. I want to see you on this. I was invited to be on $1 Million Listing for a few scenes in 2020 and 2021, which I'm ever so grateful for the two agents that allowed me to film with them.
Mm-hmm,
But it wasn't enough for me. And since
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have an opportunity, I made an opportunity myself. I said, I'm going to just
Yes.
self produce my own reality show. And the next thing you know, I have a little reality show and I post it on YouTube TV and IGTV. And even if one person watched it, I don't care. I had the best time doing it. One person didn't watch it. I had many viewers. but but even if one did, and this is just to inspire all the people that are listening,
mm-hmm,
you have to create the opportunity that you want to have. Because
mm-hmm.
now people are reaching out to me, producers, networks, and who knows what might come to fruition. But people see the base that I made, and they're like, "Philip, you laid the groundwork." And this goes back to opportunity, preparation, and that's what equals luck. So I prepared myself to create this reality show.
Mm-hmm.
Now I need the opportunity, so I need somebody to see it.
But you
And
already started that foundation and the groundwork, so it's just
exactly, D,
like
exactly.
the distribution of it because somebody's gonna pick you up because this is definitely
What? First of all, I'm always tagging Bravo.
I know
Like,
you are.
give him a show.
it's so true. You've
but but
come
but
such a long way.
but if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. I'm having fun doing this in my own way. And to go back to the marketing, I was like, I want people to see me on the street. I want people to watch me on the TV. I want people to smell me in their homes. So I started a candle line. And then I said, I want people to wear me. I started an Agent PJ line. I wanted everywhere you go, you saw Agent P. So if you were ever thinking about selling your apartment or you had a friend, you would see me everywhere. You would smell me when you would smell me when you walk in your apartment. You would be, oh my God, this PJ is so soft.
Yeah.
You would see me on the
And
back tower.
your multiple marketing touch points are like insane. Like you should teach a course on this because again, other real estate agents they're not marketing themselves this way. Like you are very memorable because we know your brand. Like
That's
your
Yeah,
thank
brand is very
you.
distinct.
Thank you.
absolutely.
And
And
I
it's
want
such
to
a
say
personal. I'm sorry to cut you off. I was just gonna say, like, helping someone to find their home is such a personable thing. So
Mhm.
you're building like this relationship and friendship with your clients because you're helping them to like live in the space where they're going to create their most precious memories.
And that even goes into like the like one of the last things I want to talk about marketing, because I'm sure we have a lot of other questions. I always have these big parties, and I was so happy to see both of you guys there at the last one. I have
Yes.
4 big parties a year where I entertain and bring all of my clients and my friends, and I host an open bar, full vegan food. We have a magician or a mentalist or some type of entertainment, and then we have a dance party. So that's another marketing
It
strategy, is hosting
truly is.
events, and you have to spend money to make money. So when people are
Facts.
like, Philip, how much did you spend on this? It does not matter, because it's an investment. You have to invest in your brand and your business. You know what
Yes.
I'm
I mean,
saying?
the gems,
Because
the
you just
tips.
give me so much aspiration of when I'm ready to buy my multi-million-dollar home, I'm coming to Phillip. You are the
Exactly.
person that I'm coming to.
Yes. I love that you said multi-million dollar home.
Yes. Put it into existence, because we are so young, but also the expectation of, people our age,
Hmm.
18, 19. I'm kidding. I'm 35.
No, you are right on, bro. You are right on.
I'm 35, but the expectation for us is, you better have your 3 kids, and you better have your house already, and you better be buying, and you better this, that, the other. You know, it's just not the reality now.
So that's awesome that you said like I forgot was the last point exactly you made, but it had to do with people have the wrong idea of things, which brings us to what are 2 myths that you can share with us that people have about the real estate industry, and why are they just that, myths?
That is such a good question. I think one of the myths are that the first one that everybody thinks is all real estate agents are skis balls and scumbags, and they're just out to sell you something. And to be honest, there are a lot of those out there. But
Hmm.
you are who you surround yourself around. Like, I'm surrounding myself around great agents. I am with a great company who literally you have to have 3 referrals to even join the company, you know?
Mm,
And those types of people are the people that get
integrity.
the list. Wait, say that again?
I was going to say integrity.
Yeah, you have to have an integrity, and you have to, the people that get these listings now and get these great buyers are working with great agents. So I think that's one of the main myths. And if you do have a bad inkling about an agent, you got to get a new one.
Hmm.
And then I think the other one is that it's very easy. Like, it's so funny because people are like, real estate agents make so much money. I'm like, some of these sales that I sell, I am with for 3, 4, 5 years, and that's a 24/7
Wow.
having your phone on. I have clients text me at 1, 2, 3 a.m. I have clients that I've been working with for 2, 3 years, whether it be buying or selling their house. And then COVID hit, and then it took sometimes 9 to 10 months to just even get a listing on, like, live. So
Wow.
you do staging and marketing, and
Right.
then they're not ready to list, and then we do like a pocket listing, and it's just dealing with so many entities of the to get that listing live or get that buyer to buy something. It's a long process. It's not easy. So what you see when you're like, oh, this person on TV made $300,000 from this one sale, then you got to pay 100 people. You got to pay your brokerage. You
Right.
have to pay your assistant. You got to pay all the taxis and transportation that took you there. All the marketing is not free. The photography, the
Hmm.
staging, you know, your
It's such
your
a
taxes.
business.
But this goes with any non-corporate girl. If
Hmm.
you're starting your own business,
Yeah.
nothing is free, and
Right.
you got to pay your taxes in the end. You know,
Definitely pay your taxes.
amen.
Like, we do not want you to not pay your taxes. And also like building relationships, right? Like you said that you're with your clients for like a certain amount of time. It's like really building that relationship. And I think that's going to Delilah's part with the integrity and things like that. I think that's what really makes you successful,
Yeah,
because you have been able to cultivate this relationship over amount of time and also do it authentically,
and
which
I
a
give
lot
you
of people can't do.
and I give you some other tea about that. I have had to fire clients because I have been at a point in my career where I have to say no to people, or I have to let
Mm,
let a seller or money go from the table that is literally sucking my soul and my energy. It's not worth it. So some
yeah.
money and some work isn't worth it. It is okay to say no to people. It is okay to not take every opportunity if you have a gut inkling that it's not right for you, or the energy is off. It's okay,
Right.
because you'll walk through another opportunity.
Yes, what doesn't serve you, let it go.
Amen.
I'm glad that you said that. Okay, so you're a fabulous person, and we
You are
know
too.
that. um, and we know that it's also not easy, like putting yourself out there, especially when it relates to like your branding, your marketing, and really like going hard the way you do. Can you share how you've been able to navigate any negative feedback in your line of work and advice? I know you kind of shared a little bit at the top of the episode, but any advice you would give to anyone else in these situations?
So you saw a most recent post that somebody commented on all my
Hmm.
real estate, and this might come off as aggressive, but it's just the truth of what happened. Somebody called me a faggot online, and
Okay.
somebody and that's just the one that I posted. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not going to post every time somebody calls me that word, or I'm not going to shout to the moon every time somebody calls me that on the street, or I'm not going to say when I'm at a listing and somebody asks, "Am I an assistant?" because of the way that I'm dressed, or
Rude.
I
That's
just had
rude.
somebody ask me, they're like, "Are you a performer? Are you performing somewhere after this?" And I was like, "It's a Wednesday at noon. I'm just wearing what I'm wearing." So
Yeah.
it's this most simplistic thing. It's shake it off. You just got to shake it off, because you have to realize, and what I've realized is that these people are so insecure with themselves, they project it onto other people.
Absolutely.
And
100%.
it's very easy to say, and it's easy to say to shake it off, but it also does hurt me, because like, then I question, at that showing, or when that person called me that word, I'm like, it makes me
Yeah.
question what I'm doing. Like, why am I doing this? And then I realize this is who I am to the core. I like to be expressive. I like to
Yeah.
paint my nails. I like to do my hair. I like to present myself a certain way. It's not an act. This is Philip down to the core and to the gut. So anybody that's listening, I hope that you express yourself however you want and whenever you want. And if people try to knock you down, you keep laughing. And like Beyonce said, success is, what did she say in the Formation song? But the best revenge is your paper. Like, it actually inspires me to work harder to get
Yeah.
more listings and get more business and show people that I'm successful. Not just to show people that I'm successful, to show myself that I'm successful. And success is also defined. I'm gonna go on a tangent for 30 seconds. I know that I'm speaking so much, but
No,
success
you're
is
good.
defined how you define success.
Yeah.
So if that means next month, or next quarter, or next year, I only want to sell half the apartments that I sold and take a break and do a little bit more vacation, and maybe live less extravagant, and maybe not take as many trips, then that's success to me. If I
Yep.
want to volunteer more, and if I want to spend more time on my lifestyle line and less on my real estate, that's success. It's not
Yes,
measured
you
by.
get to choose how you want to live, and nobody can dictate any of it.
Exactly. So anything that you want to do, because people are like, oh, you sold 20 million 2 years ago. Now you're at 40. Now you're at 60. What's next year? 100. I'm like, I don't know. It might be five. It might be one. I don't care. What I'm doing is
Yeah.
for myself right now, and the success is to define how I want to define it. And I also want to say, back to the branding part, your guys' new branding of non-corporate girls and the website and the colors is just epic. So if
Oh,
any of the
thank you.
viewers haven't been to the new non-corporate girls website, it is a gag. It is
Uh,
a gag.com. It is epic.
I'm
Thank
like,
you.
you like our ad. You want to do an ad for us? Cause
I
like
For
am.
real.
I
I'm
am.
like, you
A
amping us
cheerleader.
up.
Yeah,
I was gonna say I love that you said that though, because that is the core of non-corporate girls. Like we're all about really redefining how you pivot in your purpose. What does that look like for you? It looks different for everyone, and it goes back to
exactly.
success, right? Defining that. And sometimes it's not, well, most times it's an evolution, and we have different phases in our lives. We're at different places in our lives. Always we get to change our minds, and so it's really important that we like remember that. It's really important that we exercise that in our lives. And I love that you do that and you stand for that and you're clear about it.
Very. And sometimes it might not be as clear, but because we can hear, like, I was listening to all your latest episodes, and that message is put through every speaker and every guest that you have on. But it's also so good to hear other people's perspectives, because I'm sitting here, like, there are times when taking my own advice, I don't do well. So it's
Yeah.
good to hear other people and both of you and your guests say that, because you get something from each of that. And that's why I love this show specifically, because to the core it's about defining your business and your success how you want it to be.
Yeah.
And that's
Okay.
what
How
I'm
you
going to
want to
say.
show up in your
I'm
life?
like, we love it too.
Right?
Okay, so we love sharing tips for our community, right? And we know that real estate is a hot profession. Do you have any top tips, maybe like 2 or 3, you would share with someone just breaking into the business? Because obviously your trajectory was a lot different than other people who may really just wanted to start this and they've been
Yeah,
thinking about real estate forever.
of
And I
course.
was going to even say, with the tips that you shared, this doesn't mean that you're going to get the success that Philip has, because everyone has their
Yes,
own path. But these are great tools for you to apply, I'm sure.
But I'm
100.
honestly saying this genuinely. Email me at phillipsalem@compass.com, because I have a template that I give out to new agents that reach out
Oh,
to me on
that's
like
dope.
steps to do. So I'm more than happy to share if somebody's interested. And the tips and the template that I give is really a general sense for any market. So that's the first thing to do. And the second thing is to find somebody in real estate who you admire in the city or town that you're in, and network. You have to know people. You have to know people in the real estate industry, because even if you don't want to join their team or their company, they might know somebody that might
Yeah.
be needing a teammate or a company that has a great training program. So really utilize your network.
That's
But
amazing.
also,
I'm
That's
actually
a
going
good
to do you
one.
guys one better. We're going to include Philip's information in our next newsletter so that you guys can circle back with him
Mm,
for that template.
definitely.
I love that. Look
You
at
sign up to
you.
our newsletter to get it, okay?
Because yeah, you got to sign up on that newsletter. Go to their gorgeous new website, and it's the first thing that pops up.
Yes. Yeah, I love that. Okay, so you do a lot, Philip. Like you do a lot. How do you juggle all of your passions? Like how do you do it? Because I even know like yeah, you started with the whole fashion trajectory for sure. You pivoted to real estate. Now you're like back in fashion and lifestyle. You also avidly like you are a like expert at like volunteering. Like that is a life passion for you. And then you're a hostess with the mostest. Like, how do you do all of this?
And you're such a good person. You
Such a
Thank
good
you
person.
are
both.
a kind-hearted person. So
And
that
Mm-hmm.
makes a big difference too.
and so are you both. And I just want to say, Dee, when I met you the other month, it was so good. I know Ayanna runs in a great circle of friends, but it was so good also meeting you, because good people attract good people.
Mm-hmm.
There's an energy, there's a no ego vibe with both of you guys, which I love. And that's who I feel like all three of us circle ourselves around. You
Yeah.
collaborate without ego. But to go back to the question of like how I manage all of it, it is a lot. And I'm trying to actually step back a little bit from all things, because I realize that I put my hand in too many things. So we were fostering 2 dogs, I was volunteering, I'm working on my clothing line, I'm working on a new TV web series for my Instagram, I'm selling real estate, I'm being a husband, I'm taking care of my own two
Yeah.
dogs, I have my Agent PJ clothing line and lifestyle line, and 2 showrooms, one in New York and one in LA. I'm not trying to list off a laundry list, but how do I manage it? To be honest, I don't know how. I drink a lot of coffee. I drink a lot of Diet Coke, but I need to figure out a way to delegate a bit more, because one of the issues that I have, and I think any non-corporate girl or any non-corporate person listening, you want to have your hands in everything, and you don't know how to delegate because you want everything to be perfect.
Yeah.
I might be
Yes.
It's
speaking
that
about you.
it's that control on
Yes,
it, you know?
Or
exactly.
sometimes fear that someone's gonna ruin what you built so hard and worked
Yeah.
hard for, you
That's a
know?
good point. That's a good point. And I also think it's that gosh, I'm stuck on the fear part, but it's also, if you look at the most successful people, there's a team behind everything. You look at the most
Mm-hmm.
successful musicians, they didn't stand up there and say, "Oh, I did everything myself. I did everything. Wrote, produced, sound mixed,
Yep.
recorded. Everything has a team." If you look at a movie credits, there's thousands of people on there. So
Yeah.
it's working with the right people. And thankfully, I have a great assistant. I have a great manager. I have a great showroom. I have a great network of people. It's just learning how to delegate a bit more. So I
Okay.
wish I
So
had
do
a
you
good answer for that. I'm just telling you honestly that I wish I did it a little bit better.
No, we love honesty. So do you think in 2023 that's going to be like a thing you're going to exercise, learning to delegate more?
Learning to delegate more, and I'm also like in October and September, like the 2 last months, I went out to dinner and lunch over 45 times. I was
Oh my
just,
God.
or went to an event, or went to a Broadway show,
I'm
or
just
went to a party.
thinking that that's like 45 outfits that you
It's
would
45
just.
outfits. I like that thinking, D. I like that
Okay.
thinking. And
I'm
trying to
like, that's a lot of people in.
I know Ayanna likes to do her little introverted moment. She likes small groups.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But that's also a part of my business is
Yeah.
showing face and
Yes.
educating and entertaining.
Hmm.
But I like doing it. So one thing that my husband and I are trying to work on is like, Philip, you need to just slow it down a bit. Like you have 4 parties a year. If you honestly are too busy or too tired or don't want to do it, just say you can't do it. And I love seeing Ayanna's stuff on Instagram. How she's always like, just say no if you don't want to. You don't need to give
Mhm.
somebody an excuse or give them a reason why you can't do something, even if they're your best friend. Just say, I'm not feeling it. I'm not in the mood. I'm working on my mental health today. That's
Mhm.
it.
Facts.
Yeah.
And that's okay. So that's one thing I will be to answer your question I'll be working on in the next few months.
I love that for you. I'm going to hold you accountable.
But if
We're
you
going to
ask
hold
me,
you
I
accountable.
want to I want to do it.
And for anyone listening, give Philip a break. He needs a break. How about you get him a spa day instead?
Stop. One of my clients just did. He just got me a spa certificate to the Air Spa in Tribeca. So I'm
Oh my
definitely
God, that place is like gorgeous.
I
oh my
can't
god.
wait to go. I'm going to go for my birthday. I'm so
Oh, I'm
excited.
excited for both of you because that's like rich bitch shit.
Yes,
Like,
it's epic. It's epic. And you got to treat yourself sometimes,
absolutely.
Yes, 100%. Okay, so Philip, like we see everything you've been doing and we know that it's like only up from here for you, and I just want you to know, do not forget the little people because
Oh
we
my
want to be
god.
there. But where do you see yourself and your brand in like the next 3 to 5 years?
I give that to the universe. I just know that I'm going to continue to work hard, and no matter
Yeah.
what happens, I'm just going to continue working hard. Like I said in the beginning of this podcast, I just got my California license. I hope to really flourish that. I am going to LA for 3 months this winter to work on that and to start getting buyers and listings and using the same marketing tools that I do here in New York,
Yeah.
doing that in Los Angeles. I want 3 billboards like I do here in New York. I want to be in uh, Uber TVs, like I'm in taxi TVs here. I want to have parties like I do in New York and LA. So really parallel doing parallel
Mhm.
marketing in both cities. I
Yes.
it's been my dream to be bi-coastal, and everyone is like, how are you going to do that? I just
Oh,
did it.
just watch him. You just
I was
watch.
going to say just do it. Like what?
Exactly. So that's what I did. I just did it. So in 3 to 5 years, I hope to continue being happy at what I'm doing.
Oh, I
I
love
love
that.
that.
You're gonna turn
Yes,
LA upside on their heads,
I
okay?
am.
What? They not ready. They not
They're
ready.
not.
All right. So we're like at the end of our episode, which is
Oh my
crazy.
gosh,
But
so
before we
sad.
go,
We could talk
bef-
forever, and I didn't even ask you guys the questions that I want to ask you. You know what we need to do? I'm going to do a non-corporate girls episode with you guys as the guest and me as the host.
hey, hey,
Let's do
we
it. You could be a guest host.
Yes.
listen, we always down for it. But so we want to cover off on a couple more things. One, we want to know, who is your hashtag obsessed with? Is there someone or a place or platform that you're just really loving right now that you want to share with our community?
There is a great person. His name is Matthew. I don't know their last name. I mean Matthew's like I have so many Matthew friends, but let me look actually. I don't even know where anyways, they are an amazing queer individual who puts news stories into perspective and really shows what's happening to the queer community,
Okay.
and really gives it a platform for people to see the hardships that the queer community goes through. I love this Instagram. It just is very educating. I'm gonna in the newsletter or in the recap, I'll give you their full handle. But that's what I'm
Yes.
Okay.
obsessed with, and I'm also obsessed. with all my Mariah Carey and Janet Jackson videos. Every night I gotta watch
Oh
Janet videos
Lord.
and Mariah Carey videos every single
That
night.
every night, really?
Every night. And that's another thing. Like my husband's like, Philip, you look like a creep smiling in bed at 1 a.m. watching Mariah Carey Christmas
Oh my god, I
videos.
can't wait to the day that you could get to meet her and like go on
Oh, I
stage.
have. I have, B.
You met Mariah? Oh my god, I love that for you.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Like for anyone out there who does not know Philip, he is a diehard Mariah Carey fan.
Die Hard.
Okay.
And we're right in her season. We have just entered Mariah season.
Mariah
Yeah.
season's year round.
Yeah,
Oh, I can't. I can't. Okay, moving
Next
on.
question.
Moving on. We need to kick off our game, so I'm gonna hand it over to D.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, what is this
Phillip.
game?
So
Am I scared?
we called it retail to real estate.
Okay.
That's the game. And so the first question is, who is your favorite interior designer and fashion designer?
My favorite. Oh God, this is so hard. I'm looking at all my clothes right now. So right now I'm loving Mugler. I'm literally in my closet. It's my closet office. So my clothing is I'm staring at it. I'm loving Mugler, the new creative direction of it in the last 3 years. I love Mugler. I also there's so much that I love. Let's just go with that one. Favorite interior designer. I can't think of one that I love. I love modern simplicity.
Okay, cool.
Love
For
that.
you. So the next one is, what is the most important element when staging a home?
Cleaning the refrigerator and the closets, because everybody opens refrigerators and closets, so you can have a gorgeous apartment and you walk in, everyone's going to open the closet, and if it smells or is gross or there's things hanging everywhere, nasty. I've walked into homes, the fridges are literally mold growing on grapes. The client's moving out. The client's like, this is gross. I'm moving. Like something, they're hiding something. So you got to take care of what's behind closed doors.
Ooh, I love that tip. And I can agree to that too, because as someone who's like been house shopping,
Yes.
that's what I do.
Yeah, you open the oven, you
I
open
want
the
to
door.
see everything.
That's a good one. Okay.
That is a good one.
Which room is your favorite to decorate?
My closet. And it's sad because some things I literally decorate my closet and I don't wear them. I don't know why the hell I bought them. I'm sure all the non-corporate girls listening can relate. We decorate our closet with stuff that we don't wear.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Do a purge, guys. Get rid of the things that you're not using.
Yes.
Who is your style inspiration?
Another great question. And I really see my friend Drew Ginsburg. She's the designer of Dylan Lex. She is my style inspiration. When I first met her, she has a zero fucks attitude, personality with the way she dresses. Like, you see her on a Monday at like 9 a.m. and she's in like amazing jewelry. Like
I love Dylan X.
Yes, she's epic. So I carried her at my clothing store and we became friends, and I always admire her style. So she is one of the top style icons for me.
Yes. And so what would you say is your favorite color palette? Is it bright tones, muted tones, earth tones, or jewel tones?
Bright and jewel tones. I love this art. I saw this in Soho and I was like, I have to get this because this is me in a picture. I love sparkly, but again, it goes with my mood. Like sometimes when I dye my hair like bleach blonde and like my whole head is blonde, I'm in this like fierce all black latex patent mood. But if my hair is black, I'm like, I want to be a little bit more colorful. I want to be a little bit more sparkly and a little bit more bright. So
I love it. All right. In your opinion, which borough has the best architectural design?
ooh, that is so tough because Brooklyn has so many new devs that are
I was gonna
gorgeous.
say Brooklyn, honestly.
Yeah.
I knew that was gonna be the answer. I was in your head, but I wanted to hear from the source.
There's so many new devs and like it's so funny because I sell a lot in Brooklyn and I'm looking at these apartments or these townhomes and you forget to literally look up when you're walking down the street and you're like, this is crazy. These homes were built in the late 1800s and all of these new devs are like from the future in Brooklyn. So it's a really crazy juxtaposition to see like the Brooklyn Tower next to this 1802 townhome that I'm selling. So it's crazy.
Yeah, it's my dream to have a Brooklyn brownstone.
You will
Mine
get one.
too.
What can immediately elevate a home, and then what can it immediately elevate your personal style?
You need to immediately elevate your home by painting, by a fresh coat of paint and a new toilet. I said it because there are some apartments I'm like, why is this toilet from like 1940 still in here? Just
Oh
get a new toilet.
God. Gross.
Yeah,
Right? But it elevates the home.
No, it's true though. I look at that. I'm like, what is this?
It's so funny. And then to elevate your personal style, you need a long, sparkly jacket. Because if you are literally in sweatpants and a t-shirt from Target, you put on a sparkly jacket and you're $1,000,000. That's like one of my favorite looks is a sparkly
Philip
jacket.
said,
Like,
get you a sparkly jacket. I gotta look for one now.
yes, and a sparkly water bottle too, because everybody gags when I'm at the gym. You got to get a sparkly water bottle, people.
Okay.
It's the sparkle for me.
It is.
You know I love a good glitter.
Yes.
And now the last one is, what are you wearing to close a deal? What's your outfit?
Oh gosh, that's one of my like the walkthrough is one of my favorite days because it's like the final moment of sometimes I don't see my clients for 6-7 months until they have their housewarming party. So you got to show up. So like right now I'm wearing this Agent P festive metallic deep V moment, which I love, and I'm always in shorts year round until it gets below 40 degrees. So I do like a faux leather or like a like a like a shiny metallic short and just like show up, become a present. You're presenting their home to them, so be the present
I
yourself.
love it. I love it.
That was great. So yeah,
Like,
that was
who
the
are
person
you?
working.
I'm a mystical fairy.
You are.
I love it. Well, this has been so much fun, right?
My cheeks hurt because I was smiling so much.
You've dropped so many gems, Philip. Like so many. But at the beginning of the episode, Delaila introduced you, and so we want you to introduce yourself to the world and where they can find you.
I just want to say thank you both so much for having me, and thank you to the listeners. I appreciate you so much and profusely. Much love. I am Phillip Salem. I'm a New York City real estate agent, but I'm so much more than that. I am a husband. I am an entrepreneur. I am a animal advocate. I am a dog dad, dog parent. I am a lover of style and fashion and music. And my biggest thing in life is to make people happy and spread happiness and spread joy, because without that, you don't have life. And, if life is meant to be lived, you have to spread that. So I hope that all makes sense because I just went on another tangent about myself.
The people need to know who you are, and we love that you introduced yourself. That was amazing.
Yes.
And we're here for the tangent, so don't matter.
We love a tangent. But yeah, that's me. You can find me. All of my handles are at Phillip Owen Salem, phillipowensalem.com. And I'm trying TikTok. I'm so bad at it, but it's the same. I'm so bad at TikTok, people. I'm trying to learn.
You'll get better. You'll get better. It takes time because I am no pro either.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. That's a wrap. And it's just been a pleasure having you, and we just can't wait to see what else you continue to do.
And I can't wait to see more season 6 episodes of Non-Corporate Girls because I love the show so much and I'm honored to be here. Thank you both.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, that's a wrap. We're out. Bye.
Ciao.